What's up, folks, and welcome back to Dyce Reacts, where we are staying in Poland tonight, where we are going to be checking out 5 Polish habits Americans wouldn't understand. Cultural differences. We're going to start checks one out. We ain't going to waste no more time. We're just going to get right into it. We're going to get right into it. Oh yeah.
So the first time I was walking around in Poland, I saw a babcia walking around with a plastic bag, and the plastic bag had an H&M logo on it. So I'm thinking, wow, this old lady is actually shopping at H&M. I was so
What is... Gotta turn on the caps, man.
bag, and the plastic bag had an H&M logo. In Poland, I saw a babcia walking around with a plastic bag, and the plastic bag had an H&M logo on it. So I'm thinking, wow, this old lady.
A babcia? Is that what you call an old lady in Polish? Babcia?
Is actually shopping at H&M. I was so shocked, but no, in reality this lady is carrying around this plastic bag basically just to reuse it and to transport stuff from place to place. So I actually found this really interesting because I saw a lot of other people reusing bags, and then the first time I actually had to pay for a bag, I was shocked.
Or is it the type of bag? I'm confused here. Sorry about that. I'm a little confused right now.
And it's not something that we have to do here, but stores are now starting to implement that. Like Lidl is starting to do that, Aldi's is, I think, as well, and I hope Walmart does eventually, because honestly it's a really good thing that we should be doing, is basically just charging people for the bag, and this is going to incentivize people to basically just use more reusable bags, and this will be better for the environment. So yeah, and I think Polish people all in all are more resourceful due to like communist times when they didn't have the options to everything before. They basically had to be creative about what they were doing, and because of this I think it's made Polish people a lot more resourceful now, especially. All right, so the second one is hardworking, and on average Polish people work 42.5 hours a week, compared to in the US that's 33.5 hours a week. So yeah, this is quite different, and honestly I was shocked to see that the average amount of time worked a week is less than 40 hours in the US. Honestly, I thought that was more, especially with some of the jobs that I worked at, especially in construction. In like the summertime, you're working over 40 hours a week guaranteed. So yeah, that was quite interesting to see. But yeah, Polish people work on average a lot more than Americans. Let me know your reasoning down below. Is it simply because they have to work so much simply to pay rent, or is it because they're working so much just to work so much? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm quite curious. All right, so the third one on this list is hospitality, and this is honestly my favorite. The first time I went over to Poland, I was greeted with the most amount of hospitality I've ever had in my life, and honestly I was so shocked. It was like confusing because I walk into the door of my girlfriend's house and there's like drinks, food laid out all over the table. Everyone's there greeting me. It was kind of overwhelming for me, but at the same time it just felt so nice, and it was just such a kind gesture to have and to feel, and it was just very amazing, very nice. But yeah, honestly it really just sets the vibe. Every single time I go there, it just feels so nice and welcoming every single time I go. And I mean, I've felt hospitality in the US to some degree, but it is not even close to what I have felt in Poland. Definitely not even close. Like, people aren't all over you, welcoming you, giving you drinks and stuff like that, making sure you feel welcome. It's not to the degree that Poland is, and because of that, it really sets Poland apart from the US. All right, so the next one on this list is being into nature, and yes, this is kind of generalizing, and there's lots of Americans that are into nature and things like that, but Polish people are really into foraging, like mushroom foraging and blueberries / like berry foraging, currants, and all of that stuff. And this is really not as popular as it is in Poland compared to as it is in the States. And seeing people into mushroom foraging and blueberry foraging honestly makes me think that this is probably stemmed from the communist era, when food was really on rations and people had to stand in line for food and they were only allowed a certain amount. I'm guessing that, you could basically just go in the woods and find your food there, and in some cases that was probably easier. So I'm guessing it stemmed from that, but I'm not completely sure. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. And yeah, this was definitely something that was really interesting to me, because I've never seen or met an American that's ever said, they like to go mushroom foraging or blueberry foraging. I've just never really seen it. I know some people are definitely into that and stuff, but it's just not as popular as it is in Poland. All right, so the last one on this list is sincerity, and honestly I feel like Poles are the #1 winners of this. So I feel like in America everyone has kind of like a poker face going on. You can never really tell truthfully under the surface people's emotions. I feel like in the US everyone has this poker face of ha ha ha, I'm happy, everything's great all the time, I just got shot, I'm so happy, everything's great. And honestly it's kind of ingrained in the language. Like if you just ask someone, hey, how are you doing? Oh, good, how about you? And really you're not good, so it's kind of a part of the language as much as it is our own culture, I guess. But now comparing this to Poland, this is much different. I mean, you can walk down the street and you're not going to have someone smiling at you and faking their happiness for you, or if you meet someone and they're smiling, that they're actually happy, versus if they're frowning or they're upset, you actually know they're upset. So yeah, it's just definitely different than in the US, and I feel like it's really nice because it's way easier to read people in Poland than it is in the US. Like you can just talk to someone and on the surface level they're doing great, they're so happy and all of this, but then like underneath the surface they're completely not. So yeah, it's just a big thing in the US compared to Poland, is that Polish people are way more sincere with how they actually feel towards you and just how they feel in general. So yeah, this was something that was really cool, honestly, and something I actually really love about Poland and Polish people. Alright guys, so that was 5 Polish habits that I think Americans wouldn't really understand, and it's just something that I really like about Poland and Polish people in general. So if you have any more, let me know in the comment section down below, or if there's any that you like about Americans, let me know in the comment section down below as well. And as always guys, I will see you in the next one. Dziękuję I do widzenia.
What really got me in this video is the work week. I don't even want to believe it. I would never think Poland has a higher work week on average than America. And if that is true, what could be but why is that? Definitely I gotta go into that. I don't even believe the statistics. I don't know where he got that from, but it just, America is such a busy place, and you hear people complain about the long hours that they have to put in to survive, just to have shelter. I would definitely say if that's the case, it has to be Polish people just naturally, I'd say, I'm just assuming, it wouldn't be out of necessity, but more of the cultural aspect of the country per se, rather than trying to survive like the way American society is, where people are just trying to survive to such a degree that they can't take a rest. They have to work multiple jobs. I just don't see Poland being that way. So I'm not thinking it's due to that factor, but maybe due to just the cultural aspect where people are just naturally working. I definitely have to check up on that, because that is the most shocking thing for me. I was about to try and use a Polish phrase to see you guys in the next video, but I gotta still practice. I gotta still practice on that. If you want to see that long journal archer that I do, hit me up on Dyce Reacts, where I do music reactions. This is where I'm going to be making my exit. Until next time, peace out.